as signed by Harrisman himself. Welcome to Lot 76 Cars. My name's Simon. Today we're at the Festival of the Unexceptional, and out of all the rare cars here, we've got this small collection that's been featured in the Daily Telegraph, and these are in single-digit numbers, most of these survivors. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at them, shall we? So you are seldom going to see one of these. It is an Opel record-based Vauxhall Carlton, but more importantly, it's a pre-facelift car. So it's a 1979 on the T-plate. Witness those pressed aluminium number plates. Made 22,500. There are 5 of them left. Well, if there's 5 of them left, I've never seen them. It's absolutely resplendent in this burnt orange. I mean, the condition of this, I'm going to be something I'll probably need a lie down after this, after seeing this car. I have never seen one of these, and certainly never seen one in this condition. Who bothers to retain and restore these cars? And I'm so glad they did. The owners invited me to take a look inside, and it would be rude not to. There's plenty of velour to enjoy in there. We've got the adjustable driver's seat down there. We've got only plain door cards and keep fit windows, but okay, we can live with that. Really simple instrumentation even. Not an awful lot to go wrong. We've got that simple, probably AM FM radio. Oh, there's a bit of wood there as well. And of course, we've got a very early mobile phone and a happy eater flask. What more can you possibly need in your automatic Vauxhall Carlton pre-facelift? What a splendid, splendid car that one is. I don't think there's any prizes today for cars like this, but quite honestly, this one probably needs to be in the concourse ring sometime soon. What do you think? What an absolute cracker. So just arriving is a Lancia Trevi, the booted version of the Beta. I think that's correct. What I do know, there's 4 of these left in the UK, but this is the only automatic version. So the owner's just arriving with this one. It's driven quite a way. We're going to have a look inside, because the party piece of this car, I have absolutely got to show you this totally over the top interior. So we've got the things you'd expect, electric window controls down there, lovely sunroof, but wait till you see the dashboard. What about that? For scattering every possible button in a random order, and it looks absolutely fabulous, as indeed the condition of this car looks as well. Such a rare car. The Betas don't survive well. The Trevis are also, as I mentioned, pretty rare. So back in 1973, this Datsun 260C Custom Deluxe would have caused a riot with its self-seeking radio, electric aerial, and that quite powerful engine. In actual fact, there are apparently just 6 of these left. This one is absolutely in splendid condition. I think originally called Cedric in Japan. I'm going to take a look inside. I think I may have seen this car. It's been on a few of the YouTube channels in the past. Great, I love that upholstery. Look at the size of that sunroof. It's absolutely massive. Superbly well preserved in there. You just don't see them. They didn't sell that many in the first place. I mean, this was when Datsun, as it was a bit of a challenger brand, more known for selling low priced cars than particularly large automatic sedans. But we're glad they did, and we're glad that one survived. There are allegedly just 15 Renault Fuegos of all persuasions left. This was a TS, I think down at the bottom end of the range. Goodness, haven't these rusted away? That's very challenging shape. You know, for the 70s, that shape and that styling was actually really, really cool, isn't it? You imagine some of the other cars that were available at that period, and then Renault turned out with this particular car, the Renault 15, and you could have your shape of something that looked, what, possibly Italian styled. What do you think to that? A proper unicorn. There are just 3 of these Renault 30 TXs left. Got to focus on a bit of headlamp wiper action there. So we had the 20, which I think was a 4-cylinder car. The 30 was 6 or injected. If I've got that wrong, I'm sure the comments will come alive. This one, apparently the first owner was the managing director of Chichester Cathedral Works. Obviously must have been a very lucrative business to be in, and he bought this, and these are getting pretty rare everywhere. Even in France, you don't find too many of these coming up for sale. Love that gold colour, and especially love those sort of latticed style alloy wheels on it. What a true survivor that one is. A Toyota Tercel. Not only is it a 1500cc engine, petrol engine, it's all-wheel drive, and it's got a low ratio box, and this one was found languishing on a small holding in Wales, and it's, believe it or not, only with the second owner now, and it's totally original. It's got those trademark white wheels, 1 of 10. It's got that beautiful interior. That's the low ratio box accessing that as well. Low ratio and a four-wheel drive estate car. Sunroof there. It may have had some touchings on the paint, but I'm told right down the bodywork it has been absolutely untouched. Believed to be 10 available. I've never ever seen another one. There are some imports kicking about. Love how the number plate's offset to the left. What a fantastic car. And the owner's done a great job at preserving this because it is so original. You know, untouched. I said, has it been painted? It is believed out of those 10, there is only one red one left. And guess what? You're looking at it. Fantastic. Now this is truly rare. Why is it rare? Well, it's 1 of 1 and it is a Sierra base. So an unpainted grille, absolute decadence there, painted grille and bumpers, but this one's got the unpainted grille, no rubbing strip on the side. It's got steel wheels without those dustbin lid wheel caps in there. Inside, absolutely no head restraints. It's as base as you like. Blanking plate where the radio should be. Hardly any rocker switches. That's the different mirrors, only adjustable I think from the outside. Doesn't appear to have a parcel shelf, and it's been rescued. It was actually floating around on one of the forums for the years, and then the current owner won it, I think, in a competition. Has invested heavily in the bodywork, and what a fabulous unicorn he's got with that one, hasn't he? I absolutely love that. What do you think? So you'd expect this car to be an Austin. No, it's a Morris, and they only produced the Morris version of the Wedge for a very short period of time. This is 1 of 2 left, so it'd be easy to walk past this and mistake it for something else, but in actual fact this is an absolute survivor. And this particular car, not only is it a survivor, but it's the first one of these that came off the line. I mean, honestly, it ticks an awful lot of boxes. It's got those de novo-like wheels. They're not, maybe not de novos these days, but certainly the caps are. I have asked the owner if I can have a look round. What did the base grade get you? Well, of course, it got you vinyl trim. What did you expect? That's a bit hot on a day like today. Ask any child of the 70s what it's like sat in there. It's got a pop-up sunroof in there. It's got a proper old style, old school radio. It's even got a bit of a T-shelf going on over there. That must be the speaker down there, I guess. What an incredible car, and in fabulous condition. And it's absolutely a treat to see this survivor, isn't it? 1 of 2. So we've got 50% of the population here today. So when Ford launched the Granada, the base cars were actually badged as Consul. This is I think a 2-litre V4. It's not an L. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? It's not an L. In fact, it is a base. The basest base, the bottom rung on the ladder. And it survived, along with one more car believed to have survived as well. We'll take a quick look inside. What's that, 73 on an L? It's fabulous to see these survivors here today, isn't it? So you've got yourself on the bottom rung of the ladder. What did it get you? It got quite a heavy feeling door. It looks well built in there. It did get you a bit of wood. Can't see a rev counter in there, just a fuel gauge, blanking plates. And look where the clock is. The clock's over there on the passenger side with a mirror, with a badge reminding you that it is a console. Thankfully it doesn't tell you it's a base as well. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? We'll very carefully shut that door, and we'll take a look from the front. Beautiful condition. Another fantastic rare one, isn't it? So this is a pretty rare car. It is an Orion. So the Orion was launched really because there wasn't a booted version of the Sierra, at least at launch. Now what makes this one rare is not only is it a gear, but in fact it's only a 1.6 gear non-injector. Now I had one of these, a C-plated one, couldn't afford the insurance for the injection. It's got the different light trims at the back, which I think these had, which were unique. Can you see, a bit like Sierras at the time, it's got that those black stripes or that ribbon on there as well. Velour interior, misses that all-important red stripe that the injections had. And again, these are in absolutely single-digit numbers. It's even got some of the original books here as well. What fabulous opportunity to see a car like that. What do you think to that one? So Alfa Romeo and Nissan came together and to produce something called the ANA. Alfa Romeo Nissan Automotive. That's how inventive that was. Now this is one of one. Now it had a Nissan body but an Alfa Romeo engine. So they needed to fill the capacity in the plant that produced the sud when the sud went out of production, and this is what they came up with. And they produced these. Originally, I don't think there was a plan for Alfa Romeo to sell them in the UK, but I think there was such a stink about it raised by the dealers that they were given the opportunity to do it. So we can have a very quick look inside. It's won quite a few prizes. It's in beautiful condition, isn't it? Wasn't that a treat? The amount of space, the amount of light that you get with cars of this period as well, because those pillars are so thin. There you go, the one of one Alfa Romeo ANA. So Volvo 340s survive, and some of them survive quite well. They've not been drifted to death. The fact they're rear-wheel drive really makes them appeal to keen drifters. But this one, the clue's on the front. It's the GLS, which had the 2-litre engine. I think it was the non-injected engine. I think the GLT was the injected one, and they're pretty rare as well. But it's a combination of that, and it's a 3-door, so it's slightly up spec. It's a 360. It's got all the brochures and the teddies to go with it as well. Quite a few the Elks in there. And there we go, 360 rather than 340, but a 3-door. I've got to stop saying unicorn, but honestly, there's so many of them. I don't know what a field of unicorns is called. So DDF 535Y, it's an original Colt plate, and look at this treat. It's a Galant 2-litre turbo. Again, single-digit numbers. I may have seen this car before at a recent event. Obviously, it's got absolute bragging rights here on the boot. I'm not going to close the boot because it does lock on the boot, but it's got Galant turbo in there. Shall we have a look inside? The owner has given me permission. I promise you this, its paintwork's immaculate. Again, oh, I love the carpeted bins, but also the elasticated ones as well. Goodness, this is a survivor. Petrol cap down there, along with the release for the boot. Leather interior, but it's got a sunroof. I doubt there's air conditioning in there. It's got the original built-in radio there. My God, that's a survivor, isn't it? It's immaculate. It's absolutely immaculate. The paintwork on this is not the odd area that needs a touch in. The whole car is absolutely mint, and also another rare survivor. I am absolutely loving that. So Nissan were well ahead of the MPV curve with the Prairie. Now this is one of 4 left. This was their MPV. Now it's party piece. Well, it's got 2 party pieces here. First of all, you can step right through it. You've got a sliding door on both sides. Then when you're in there, if you fancy a nap, you can actually fold even the seats completely flat. This is a manual car. Look at that brown plastic. You've got to love it, haven't you? It's got a big old factory sunroof in there. These were immensely popular, but even in the late 90s, I remember these were rusting away then. There weren't many left. So it's an absolute treat to see these. I've seen, well, a handful of these. But this one being the anniversary model is particularly rare. Well, it's absolutely a treat. MPV and classic all in one. What's not to like? So Toyota's imported the Crown into the UK through their importer Toyota GB, owned by Inchcape at the beginning. And they did introduce these, but in very, very limited numbers. I think there were 252, it says. Apparently, according to the Daily Telegraph, if they're right, they reckon there's 21 of these surviving. It's the S110, and oh, look at that velour inside. Does that not bring back some fond memories or what? And I bet everything works in there. Look where the gear changes on the floor, automatic, but you've obviously got the information there as well, showing you what gear it is in. And goodness, that looks the only way to travel. I bet that is super, super, super comfortable, isn't it? As everybody will know, the Bluebird was built at the plant in Sunderland, the first car that Nissan built in the UK. Mrs. Thatcher opened the plant. What makes this car rare? It is one of 6 because this particular Bluebird, it's the base grade one, sold through AFG, which is, I think, Associated Finance Group, but effectively it was owned by Octave Botner, the importer of Nissans to the UK, or Datsuns as they were originally. Now this particular car, it's not called base, of course it's not, it's called, wait for it, premium. You're impressed, aren't you? So was I. So, what does base grade get you in the Nissan world, or what did it get you? Well, somebody's obviously marked the glass there, which was a thing back in the day. Let's open the door, shall we? Well, it doesn't look that base to me. I've seen worse than that in a base grade. It's even got electric mirrors. So well equipped these cars were. Hasn't that plastic survived incredibly well? And the condition of the headlining, the seats, that is what a cracking survivor. Door doesn't need much of a push to shut it as well. Another rare treat, that one. Now, back in the early 70s, importing a car like this, even officially through the importers, was an expensive task. It raised a lot of questions why you're buying an imported car. And this is an Audi 100 GL before Audi had really got into their stride in the UK. Fabulous engineering, quality build there, but extremely high pricing, and probably still had import duties then even at that stage. But you can see that German build quality absolutely shines through. I love that combination of trim, sort of leatherette and then cloth interior, and that fantastic wood dashboard, a manual, and we believe it says on the card 30, it might even be less than that left. I suspect it's less than that. Another car selected by the Daily Telegraph as one of their rarest cars. We have got a brace of Citroen AXs, very lightweight cars. The one on the left is an injector one, and the one on the right is a carburettor car. Believed to be just 22 in total actually left. I'm going to see if they can work out how to open that one, if it is open or not. I'll have a walk round. This one is, and you can see some of the lightweight features, how light this car was, in that the tailgate here, look at the tailgate is glass, and that's it, composite and glass there, so the tailgate weighs about the same as a bag of flour probably, but an absolutely fantastic car. I reckon these will maybe less than what, 800-900 kilos, something like that. These were brilliant to drive as well, so light, made the handling fantastic, and you could absolutely corner them on the mirrors, based on the fact you could pedal them along so quickly. Colin Chapman wasn't wrong about lightness, was he? That lightness gave you speed everywhere. Well, there we go, a brace of AXs. So believed to be 12 of these left. It is a Fiat Uno 60S. What a treat. One owner for most of its life up until April, with 40,000 miles on, and one owner. What's the chance, little old ladies and little old gentlemen, keeping these in their garage? And we're so glad they do, because then we've got an absolute treat and a trip down memory lane. Supplied it's probably the original dealer plate, Boston's of Milford. It's immaculate. It's even got the proper Fiat accessory mud flaps on. It's a bit sad that I know that, but there you go, I need to get out more. Well, I am really liking that one. We'll have a quick look under the bonnet as well. You can see the inside from this side. It's 5-speed gearbox as well. Oh, total decadence there. And it's pretty much as clean under the bonnet. Look at the space around that engine. Goodness, you could step in there to work on it, couldn't you? What a treat. Absolutely fabulous. So apparently just 11 of these survive. It's a 1975 Citroen GS 1220 Club, and a very usable estate version of this it is as well. We're going to take just a quick walk around here. You can see I love that, how that tailgate cuts into the roof there to give you fantastic access. Of course, it's got a vinyl roof. It's been on hubnut. Well, why not? Absolutely lovely, isn't it? And we'll just take a quick look, see if we can see the inside there. Just a little bit through the window. Not sure if it's open, probably too much reflection. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing that, because I absolutely think that's a little treat, isn't it? There we go, 1 of 11. Where are the other 10? Who knows? So this is badged Chrysler Avenger, and it is one of just 29 surviving Chrysler badged Avengers before the Talbot takeover, and obviously after the Hillman period. It's absolutely lovely, isn't it? Apparently it's from 70 to 76 they were sold as Hillmans, and then for a period after that they were sold as Chryslers, with that takeover with the American corporation Chrysler. Look at the space. I mean, look at that car for usable space in the back. I mean, there is probably more space in that than many MPVs. Great use of space in there, fabulous condition, and it's a beauty, isn't it? What do you think to that? So back in 1971, would your head have been turned by a Fiat 125S? This is one of apparently 5 that survive. Back at launch, it had all-wheel disc brakes, Carello headlamps, which you can see there. Subsequently, it says you're more likely to find one of these in police spec on an Italian B-grade movie. This one's from 1970, and it's rather well preserved, isn't it? This shape will be more familiar to Lada owners, but we forget that Fiat engineered at the beginning a very, very well engineered car. Ferrari engineer Lampredi designed the engine, and he did rather well. Wow. 1 of 5, so the other 4 are out there somewhere. We'll keep looking. So back in 1972, for a very low amount of money by today's standards, you would be able to buy yourself something called an Avenger top hat, a special edition version. Wow, it's difficult to believe that there are just 5 of these actually remaining. Now the difference with these, I think mechanically very similar, but it's got automatic transmission, wing mirrors, heated rear window for safety and convenience, and it's in this beautiful electric blue paintwork. What an absolute treat. Let's try not to fall over going backwards, getting that one in shot. What do you think to that? So Simca were originally owned by Fiat, which was a bit of a shock to me when I learnt that, but eventually they found their way through several changes of brand to become a Talbot. And this was originally, I think, a Simca, and sold for many years, I think after car production finished, sold as a van and a pickup. Now, a very, very useful commercial vehicle, good old loading bay there on these. And again, we're talking minimum single digit survival rates, and rare to see these. You do see the van versions from time to time, but absolutely don't see these. It's as basic as you get in there. It's got space for a cup of tea, maybe, or your biscuits anyway. Get your digestives on there. Doesn't that look a treat, eh? Absolutely fantastic. What do you think? Now, it's somewhat ironic turning from the Fiat, we've got the car that it became. To many people, the shape that they recognise is the Lada. And in fact, it's based on that. Obviously, the intellectual property sold by the Italians to the Russians. This is a left-hand drive Lada. Many of the Ladas in the 90s went back to Russia and some of the other Soviet bloc countries for parts. They bought them up when they were just very cheap used cars over here. So the actual survival rate of Ladas in the UK is probably that good. It's just not in the UK where they survive. Nevertheless, that one does. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? We'll just have a quick look inside. It's a 1998, and this is the version badged as Ziguli 1600s. Interesting. This was apparently sold by a dealer in Moscow. Well, I won't be going to check that one out, so forgive me if I don't do that. Great. With 5-speed tinted windows and that lovely stripe can mean only one thing. This is an extremely rare, we don't know the numbers, but it's an Allegro Special LE, which debuted in the 70s. So several years into the life of the Allegro. Lovely colour, isn't it? That looks absolutely fantastic. So just 4 of these 2-litre GLS facelift Cavaliers exist. I think I might even have followed this on the way. I hope I didn't cut him up. Apparently costing just £14,730 when new. They were quite highly specified. I think the owner has even got some more details in the boot. He's even got a copy of the brochure there as well. Lovely to see that one. It is apparently in satin red. It's a very late one, must be on the cusp, August 95. The Vectra can't have been far behind, and it was first registered by Vauxhall Motors. So great to have that name on the old V5, isn't it, if it's still there. So apparently, according to the advertising blurb, the Vauxhall Ventura FE even was for people of perception. Well, why not? It's got a fabulous 3.3 litre, I think that's a straight 6 engine there. There's only 29 of these actually survive. That's how rare they are. They went toe to toe with Granada, with Ford, but the Ventura is the one that's not so well known, is it? Certainly by the end they dropped the Victor name for their large car. We're going to take a look inside because why not? Love the rocker switches down there for the some of the controls. The owners added Apple CarPlay, and why not? That sloping dash. Vauxhall, a lot of Vauxhalls of the period had that. What an absolutely incredible car, isn't it? Got a pop-up sunroof, got a vinyl roof as well. Absolute decadence, that one, isn't it? Wow. So shout out to the owners, Mike and Maya, I think it is, who own this Nissan Sunny B12 estate. There's 2 of them left. So you've seen 50% of the population here. It's a super, it is in fabulous condition. It was in the concourse, and maybe a couple of years ago, from memory. It's still running the original engine and steel wheels. It's got no power steering, no electric windows, no central locking. We don't want any of that. But we have got the purchase invoice, which is handy. Doesn't appear to have a parcel shelf in the back, probably never had one. But it is in absolutely fabulous order, isn't it? So Citroen BXs, I didn't think they were that rare, but in estate form there is only 2 of the Mark 1 pre-facelift estates left. So the bodies of these went to a company called Heuliez, who basically cut off the back. The substructure on the back is still a hatchback, and they actually fabricated the estate parts. It seems an incredibly labour-intensive way of doing things. Really useful estates, sold in big numbers to fleets. Hence, that's why it's quite staggering that there's so few of them actually left. I couldn't believe that, but apparently this is one of those 2. Well, the comedians of the time out there said that Fiat Straders were built by robots and driven by Italians, but that was a bit unfair. It was quite a challenging design with that plastic styling at the front, the grille built in, and this is a 65CL. 1.3 litre, and hasn't it survived rather well? Remember when these were everywhere? Cheap finance deals. Fiat were spent huge amounts advertising in newspapers their deals, and they sold them by the bucket load. But so few examples actually survive.